She's a regular, of course, on MasterChef and took part in Amsleb last year. Now, food critic Grace Dent, her latest book is exploring what comfort food means to all of us. She's here now, alongside our Claer. Ross as well, you stay there, because we're going to talk, obviously, Grace, about the book in just a moment, but comfort food, it's just, you know, it's so interesting when I said to people about what they like, and it just, the memories.
Yes.
You know, that's the thing. Claer, what's your comfort food? Show us.
So when I was at university, a long time ago, I was an early convert to the salted caramel trend. But the way I used to do it, I'd go to the all-night garage and I'd get ready salted crisps and a caramel bar. Eaten at the same time.
Grace, what do you think?
No, so I just want to get because this perfectly encapsulates comfort food. So wrong that it's right.
Right.
I love you have no sense of shame.
No.
None.
Because a lot of people who come on the podcast that I do, Comfort Eating, that I do for The Guardian, they come on and they have such a sense of shame. There's a huge, there's always a huge speech, whereas you're just going straight in. Can I have a little
You
please?
can.
Am I allowed to?
You are, and while you are doing that, Ross in California, what are your... It's good, it's good chocolate. Guilty pleasures, young Ross, what do you go for if you need a bit of comforting?
Well, I've got to be honest and say I did go for it earlier on, and I know I was meant to actually bring it to show to you, but I ate it. And that is, it came from my mum and dad. It's a weird one. It's a cream cracker with butter and then cucumber relish. You know the stuff you put in hamburgers?
Oh, yes!
And I made one and I ate it.
Ross, are we talking about the one that's in the jar and it's quite gloopy? Quite a gloopy paste.
Yes, yes.
Absolutely.
Yes,
and
the
fact that you couldn't keep it to even show it to me. 10 out of 10.
That's
everything I needed
10
to know.
out of 10, young man. And we'll see you. We'll see you later. I'll show you mine, and it goes back to my childhood. It's Heinz tomato soup with a big dollop of mashed potato in the soup. This has to go in the soup. We've kind of deconstructed it here, obviously, but it's, what are we thinking?
So many people bring this tomato soup because that is the taste of being ill as a child and somebody caring for you.
Somebody cares.
And I love the fact that I so want to get stuck in. I know that I'm on live television. I know I'm going to get it over my face.
But you want to?
The potato plonked into the middle.
It's the best.
And it's also, it has an air of fine dining because you put it in the middle, it's looking like Little Ireland. I like it.
Of course it is. We thought that.
You should come on MasterChef.
I will, definitely, and have tomato soup and that. Yeah. But it's got to be my mum's mashed potato full of butter.
Yes.
And full-bodied milk.
It's
none of your semi-skimmed malarkey.
Yeah, I mean, this is it. It has to be that where there's almost more butter than potato.
Indeed.
You can feel yourself getting iller but happier as you eat it.
Absolutely.
And that's the thing.
Claer, we're going to talk to you much later. Thank you very much. Take your snack with you.
I've already eaten some of it. Come and see me in the green room, Grace.
Oh, and tell you what,
I'll see you in a moment.
Get in touch. Let us know what your favourite comfort food combinations are. If they are, the stranger, the better. And if they work for you. Now, as you said, loads of famous people have been on the podcast.
Yes.
You've written about comfort eating, the joy of secret snacks, and it is joy.
But it is. It's all about joy. Look, I'm a restaurant critic. I spent my entire life sitting in those restaurants. You know, when they keep you there for so long, you're there. It's 16 courses. More plate than food.
Yeah, I can't.
Always. And I think, but the joy isn't the joy often when you just get home and you go to that drawer you come home from a hard day, the drawer in the freezer of things that they only take 10 minutes at 200 degrees.
Exactly.
Or something like a potato waffle that you can put into the toaster.
Obviously.
And then have with beans or spaghetti. I think that in most people's hearts, they associate tinned spaghetti with joy.
Oh, it is.
With chocolate. There's something about the way that the colours of chocolate wrappers sit in the shop that takes us all back on this magical mystery tour. Now,
though, very important, is it spaghetti or spaghetti hoops? Or both, do we not mind?
It's Peppa Pigs.
Peppa Pigs?
OK, I'm so glad you're asking the actual important question here because it's the Peppa Pig shape. Right. Because that clings to the sauce much better, so you're getting more of a...
I didn't know they did Peppa Pig spaghetti. I knew they did the sweeties,
yeah,
but I didn't know they did the spaghetti.
They do, yeah.
See the show, you learn something new every day, genuinely, yeah. And that is very, very important. I love the fact that it was Lily Allen that kind of gave you your break. And I thought, how did that happen?
Well, I don't even know if Lily Allen will remember this, but when I wanted to be a restaurant critic,
yeah,
I mean, I wanted to work for the Evening Standard for a long time, but I don't think that they wanted me because, you know, just because of everything that I was, you know. I was a northern working class woman without an ancestor in the game. And then...
I hear you.
I mean, I did hear that it was when Lily guest edited an issue of the Evening Standard magazine. And for some reason, I think that she liked my writing. And that's how I got in. And as you'll know, you get in and they give you the job to try out, and then you think, they'll never take this off me.
I am here. I am perched.
You've got to just
nowhere.
sit it out. Basically batting off anyone that tries to take the job off you. I know that you'll understand. So yeah, I don't know if Lily...
No, it's great. It's fantastic. And comfort eating is such an important thing because obviously, of course, you have to eat these weird combinations of
all the time,
snail porridge and whatnot, and that's fine if that's what you want to do. But basic food, and it's so emotional. We are emotional eaters, aren't we?
It's completely emotional. I write... This is a funny book. It's a happy book, but it comes back. It was written around a time I'd lost both of my parents. I'm at that... there's nothing unusual here. I'm at that stage of life when your parents go and, you know, food and caring was the main thing during that point. And I think it is for so many people. It ends up being trays delivered to beds and chats about what you... what, you know, the time you've got left. And the portions getting smaller and smaller, and trying to find things in the supermarket shelves that people can still eat, that deliver love. And I always say that, you know, one of the last things with my mum was those little individual trifles.
Oh, yes.
You know?
Yes.
And we loved trifle, we loved cake, we loved eating cake together. We spent our entire life on a 1,000-calorie diet trying to get Beachbody ready. You know, and then until Friday when it was chippy tea and it was all down pan again. But, you know, in our last weeks, months together, it was just delivering those bits of love.
That's lovely.
You know, we talk about this in the book. People come on the podcast. You know, I interviewed Richard E. Grant yesterday for the podcast.
Oh, of course.
And we talked about that. You know, when people are... when somebody's dying, everybody says, give us a shout if I can do anything. You're never going to give them a shout.
No.
But put a lasagna on somebody's front door.
Yes.
And it doesn't have to be anything fancy.
No.
It could be a shepherd's pie, something that's really just comfort food that will deliver love.
No, exactly.
So, you know, I never want to be too... I can't be serious. I try to be serious.
Don't be
it's always silly. But, yeah, I do think that food and the saddest times in life do go hand in hand.
No, they do, but and it's the memory thing. That's why I really like the podcast, because it's, you know, you talk about food, but it's a way in to actually get people to really open up and to talk about things that are really profound, funny, of course, you know, and entertaining and all of that, but you can touch on all of these huge subjects.
Well, I think that, you know, you more than anyone will know, like, celebrities sit down for an interview and they've already decided the 20 things that they're not going to talk about and the 2 things they will. And isn't it often that when the sound man is putting the thing in their ear and says, could you just tell me what you had for breakfast, just to test the sound?
Yes.
That's when they say their most interesting thing. That's when they say, well, I actually had a bag of Frazzles and 3 cream eggs. And everyone's like, what? A what? No, hang on, that's the most interesting thing.
Yeah.
And all the way through my, you know, writing about food, I always thought every time I have to speak to a celebrity about restaurants, it immediately becomes quite dull, these £1,000 night outs.
Yeah.
That doesn't appeal to anybody to listen to. Whereas when they talk about their order from the Chinese takeaway, like, I'm fascinated. I want to know what Rick Astley orders.
I shall ask him. I shall ask him.
I am...
Exactly.
You know, it's...
Grace, Marion Keyes, who is the... Well, I just love her. She's wonderful. She says, what an absolute treat this book is. And it really is. Comfort eating. It's out right now, yeah?
Yes,
it's out now. And the
absolutely
podcast
right
is out
now.
as well. The joy of secret snacks and naughty nibbles, which I love. And that's just looking at me there. I'm just being drawn.
Get
my
stuck
tomato soup
in.
and my
Come
mashed
on.
potato. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
Really good to see you. Thank you.